The song playing in the background of this video is titled "The Song of the Spinners" and was written by the Lowell mill girls who worked as spinners.
I was a mill worker from 1834 to 1848 from the age of 10. In my autobiography, I wrote about my experience at the mills. I will read an excerpt. At the time the Lowell cotton mills were started, the factory girl was the lowest among women. In the eyes of her overseer, she was but a brute, a slave to be beaten, pinched, and pushed about. At first, only a few came, for, though tempted by the high wages to be regularly paid in cash, there were still many who still preferred to go on working at some more genteel employment at 75 cents a week and their board. But in a short time, the prejudice against factory labor wore away, and the Lowell mills became filled with blooming and energetic New England women.
The Boston Associates created the Lowell-Waltham system, put in place in the 1820s in New England textile mills.
In order to fill the labor shortage, we should hire young, unmarried women from the ages of 15 to 25 to work in the mills.
Great idea, Mr. Lowell. This is a much better idea than hiring children.
We should call it the Waltham system. We'll have young women from farms all over New England to work in our mills.
We can put this into effect in towns such as Chicopee, Manchester, and Lowell.
Women will be great at filling this job because they already have experience of working in home textile mills.
We can also pay them less because they don't need the money to support their families.
Women don't have much independence and they won't object to working, which means they don't have much to lose. We won't put them in any high or supervising positions.
The mills followed the economic ideas of the late Alexander Hamilton, the first Secretary of State. He had suggested that women work in factories to make cloth. The women worked hard for not much pay. That didn't matter much, because the main reason they were there was to generate extra money for their family or for the adventure and the experience. Making up 85% of the workforce, their lives were a balance of hard work and social gatherings.
Where are you guys from?
I'm from a farm on the outside of Boston. I'm working here to send my brother to Harvard.
I'm from Canada. I came here to experience a new lifestyle.
I'm from a farm in Maine. I came here to meet new people. Do you guys like working in the factories and living in the dormitories?
I love working here. I love meeting new people from different backgrounds.
I really enjoy attending the weekly sewing circles and attending lectures on intellectual subjects that are new to me.
I like everything except for the strict supervisions and the 10 p.m. curfew. Have you guys heard of the Lowell offering?
No, what is it?
It's a weekly magazine where you can submit your writing, such as poetry and fiction, for it to get published.
6 days a week, the girls awoke to a bell at 4:40 in the morning and started work at 5. They worked until 7 p.m. and afterward joined each other in social activities.
Here is your pay for the week. Instead of your usual $2.50, you will receive $3 for your exceptional work.
$1.50 will go for boarding expenses. 75 cents will go for my brother's education, and the rest will go for me.
Charles Dickens, an English writer and novelist, visited the Lowell mill and commented on the health and activity of the women after their 70-hour work week.
The girls were all well dressed. They were healthy in appearance and had the manners and deportment of young women, not of degraded brutes of burden. The rooms in which they worked were as well ordered as themselves. In the windows there were green plants. There was as much fresh air, cleanliness, and comfort as the nature of the occupation would possibly allow.
In 1834, a small protest occurred over the cuts in wages and the increase in board expenses. 2 years later, in 1836, there was a more successful protest in response to the work speed up.
I worked too hard to be paid this little.
I'm not getting enough money to send home.
These boarding houses are getting too expensive to live in.
We're on strike!
In the 1840s, prices dropped, allowing new rules requiring higher production. A few mills even shut down during this period of protest, but for the most part the strikes changed nothing. One of the women workers stood on a pump in Lowell and gave a speech to the public on her opinion of the wage cuts. This was the first time a woman ever spoke out in this city. By the 1840s, most women left the mills and found work somewhere else.
I just got a job as a school teacher in Maine.
I'm going to work as a clerk in Boston.
We're leading the factory life.
To improve ourselves, and now these Irish immigrants are coming and working our jobs for much less money.
I'm an Irish immigrant, and I want a job working in the textile mills.